Gonzalo Muñoz, UN climate change high-level champion from the COP29 presidency. You're also founder of Sistema B and the Ambition Loop. So please tell us a bit about what's happening from your perspective in the food transition, because that's one of the focuses you have in the Ambition Loop work, right?
Exactly, thank you. Definitely part of what's happening nowadays in the food sector is happening 7,000 miles away from here in Rio de Janeiro, whereas we know hunger and poverty are one of the main topics that need to be addressed by global leaders. And I think that the possibility that G20 offers, not only in terms of the declaration on specifically on climate, but that one on hunger and poverty solutions, is absolutely linked to what we're doing today here at COP29 in Baku. So the importance of that feedback loop between global leadership, this climate community, and then what happens in the real economy is something that we would like to see more and more when it comes to Ambition Loop and the work that we do. And in that sense, to understand where we are in terms of the food systems transformation, we have to go back to last year in Dubai, where COP28 definitely helped position food and agriculture absolutely in the center of the climate agenda for the first time. Of course, initially, due to the UAE Declaration on Food and Agriculture, already signed by 160 heads of state, that is massive. That is a level of alignment that, of course, immediately activated an ambition loop, sent a strong message to the real economy actors, and in this case, due to the leadership of Her Excellency Rasana Mubarak, high-level champion for COP28, we could launch the food and agriculture call to action for food systems, and that call to action immediately represents a reaction from non-state actors saying, hey, we're here not only to support, we're here to show the best possibilities that are already happening in the real economy. That call to action, as of today, is endorsed by more than 300 organizations. Those organizations are not only brilliant in terms of the number, they represent a variety of actors, from businesses, farmers, of course, indigenous communities, philanthropies, cities, consumers organization. It's incredible in terms of the variety of actors. It's incredible in terms of the geographical representativity. 1/3 of them have our headquarters in what's called the Global South or emerging economies, but also is really impressive in terms of what it represents, again, in certain numbers. When it comes to farmer organizations, so farmer organizations represent as well around 1.2 billion farmers. When it comes to cities, it's about 2.2 billion residents. When it comes to companies, let's say it's around $1 trillion in terms of revenues. So we are really proud of what, of course, this non-state actor call to action has represented in the last year, but we're also really proud of what will be for the future. What is it envisioning? And what is envisioning is the capacity of non-state actors to act very rapidly. Why? Well, for farmers and for, in general, organizations that are working across the whole value chain, we see that not acting is a very concrete matter of risk, right? I am a farmer indeed myself, and I know that if I don't act accordingly when it comes to the drought, well, it's my organization, my company that will increase its risk, and therefore, for example, my insurance might be higher. But also the opportunity of acting and providing food and agricultural products that are not only nurturing society, but also restoring the earth is absolutely an incredible opportunity. So we're seeing this expression, and also this expression then activating the ambition loop back to countries, and some countries saying, oh, wait a minute, there's a lot of things happening in the real economy, and what then we can implement those ideas, those concepts back into our national plans. We saw that just last week with 9 Latin American countries saying we are understanding the importance of food systems in general, and we commit to incorporate the organic waste management and the reduction of methane emissions in the general food system into our NDCs. That's the type of example that we not only need to see, but that we're willing to activate and accelerate around the world, where, as I said, more non-state actors showing and proving that this can be done, send messages back to policymakers, and then we accelerate the ambition globally through those two parts of the wheel working together.
What importance does this sort of stronger focus on biodiversity have for your work with food related to climate?
Well, food, amazingly, is one of those sectors that is somehow integrated, at least into the three Rio Conventions, right? It's not only about climate. It sounds like weird for a farmer that back in '92 they decided that the environment was segregated into these silos. That's not how nature operates, right? And we know that when it comes to food system, when it comes to regenerating, when it comes to reducing food waste and loss, we're not only contributing, let's say, to reduce the emissions, whether it's CO2 or methane or nitrogen oxide, we are also contributing many times to restoring biodiversity in the ground. Also, going back to the previous example, if I, in my farm, I work with biodiversity, I will immediately be reducing many risks. For example, risk of fire. And then, of course, when it comes to the third Rio Convention, it's all about drought resilience, it's about land restoration, it's about increasing food productivity. So we see not only a synergies between this agenda, let's say climate, and nature through food, we see also with the other convention, we're even seeing the same thing when it comes to the plastic treaty, when it's all about reducing the amount of plastics that is going back to the environment. But let me refer to certain specific asks that we have nowadays. We know that in order to advance, we need to definitely scale finance. We need to repurpose, reorient, and innovate when it comes to the type of finance that we're using. We need to reduce subsidies or reorient subsidies, but also we need to elevate the capacity of the financial system to help farmers and frontline communities to transition from, let's say, practices that have been harmful to those that can regenerate and create this new way to produce food. Definitely, we have to strengthen global targets and accountability mechanisms. We need to help and ask for better and more permanent goals and targets at global level. And definitely, we have to support communities, whether it's indigenous communities, frontline communities, smallholder farmers. We need to support them. And one of the things that we're really proud of launching today is a report that has congregated a lot of the experience of the last year. So right today in this Food and Agriculture and Water Day, we're launching the report called Transforming Food System for People, Nature and Climate. It's called Food System Call to Action, Real World Action and Progress, that is showing that action is already happening in the real economy. And of course, it's happening worldwide. It's not only cases from one place or the other. This report is providing a set of illustrative examples across the whole food system value chain, and of course using the logic of a shared vision and the 10 priority actions that we described last year in the call to action. And it's underscoring that food system transformation not only is possible, is already underway, and is here to support the NDC's enhancement from the country. So we're hoping that this report will also be celebrating what is happening in the non-state actors, but also will be very visible and very, let's say, also celebrated by parties for them to consider those examples and the logic of the non-state actor call to action into the NDC's enhancement, so we can then navigate our way to Brazil, Belém next year, with concrete examples on how that country also will be transforming their food and agriculture system toward one that is not only better for, let's say, the different biomas, the Amazon, the Cerrado, the Paraná, but also for the whole of Brazil and from Brazil to the rest of the world.
Thank you very much indeed. This is truly inspiring, and best of luck continuing working with this extremely important topic. Thank you very much.